Hello, 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 and welcome to the latest installment of And Sarah Appeared. My name is Sarah, and I'm appearing before you vocally, not visually, but I'm appearing before you because, to be honest with you, I am overweight because I like food. And I have not been as active as I need to be because I have had outside interference that has caused me to feel like if I go into certain outlets, certain arenas that I would normally go into in order to make my body physically fit, I could run into danger because of some of the things that I've been dealing with, which are going to be coming out in legalities, okay? I'll keep it at that. But here's the thing. There are people who eat from their trauma. And then there's people who eat because you just like food. And there has to be a happy medium and there has to be a balance with that. Now, with that being said, I'm a person, I will talk about myself in accordance with talking about somebody else. I try not to be so malicious and mudsling and do different things. But at the same time, a lot of people are out here just doing a lot of dumb shit. And it's literally because of ego. I think I'm going to call this episode is called Dumb Shit. And here's the thing. If the general population was at an advantage to where they had fame, notoriety, and a hell of a lot of money to back up what their natural talents were, would it exasperate the amount of assholeism that's in the average American? Or would the average American say, you know what? I'm cool with that. I'm happy about what I got. I'm blessed with what I have. And I don't need to incite or inflict any kind of inconveniences out of sheer assholism on somebody else. And that's all I'm saying here, people. If you're fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do what you love and love what you do, and then also get fame, notoriety, and a lot of money from it, or be able to make a decent living from it, why do you have to continue this cycle of dumb shit? Why? Where in the bowels of egotistical are you getting that it's okay to have to make people go through certain things that are just like way far left? It's just dumb. When you get a certain amount of money, you should sit your ass down. And you should honestly do what you do amongst you and your friends. And if you want to incorporate outside people into your shenanigans, get an NDA agreement. Let people know what they're getting into up front. And then be prepared to compensate people for the dumb shit. Because you've got money to pay to do dumb shit with people and have fun with it. Why? You have your whole life before you even garner or get a certain type of notoriety, fame, money, whatever, to do things and to do things on a scale that, hey, who cares about what I am and who I am? That's the thing about it. When you come into notoriety or any kind of fame, you're going to have to carve out for yourself and tell people, I'm not a role model. You're going to have to tell people, I'm not a role model, and I'm not a spokesperson, and I'm not an ambassador for a certain demographic of people if you know that you don't want to be looked at in a certain light, because the public is going to hold you to a certain standard. That's just what I've seen. That's not even opinion. That's just fact from what I've seen. I'm going to be completely honest with you. With some of the things that I've been going through, by default, I am going to have to be a spokesperson or an ambassador for people who are in the demographic of they're guilty for being green, guilty for being naive to what the actual plot, plan, scheme, or how things are being ran around them. If you're guilty for anything, you're guilty for being green on how these societal structures or whatever the culture you were involved in, you're guilty for not knowing that you were the fall guy or the scapegoat. That's the only thing that I'm going to be kind of like the ambassador of, because I think that it's important for people to know information. When you know what you're getting into and what you're going into, and you willingly go into it, not something that it's like a bait and switch. Like you got into something and then, it's something else. No. Like when you know what it is, full throttle, balls deep, you should not be punished. You should not retaliate, I should say. You should not retaliate and take on a punisher attitude towards the person who is engaging in the activity with you. That's why there's an importance and a need for NDAs. But when you don't know what's going on around you, or when you walk into something and it's a total bait and switch, and you're